Hello and welcome to a Build-A-Bear bonus stream. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to play a video game and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you could just say hi or use other people's emotes or ask a question. I don't know. Say sup. Aristofan's here. What's up, Aristofan? Or if you wanted to, a thing you could do is just nothing. You could just not say anything and just be a lurker, and that's also okay. But yeah, I like to see who's here. I like to hear from y'all in the intro portion. Right now we are in the intro zone. We're hanging out here in the Bear Cave, just chilling, just relaxing, getting ready to get into a video game. That video game being PowerWash Simulator. Lord Crashing's here. Hello, Lord Crashington. So it is available on Steam. It is also available I believe on consoles. I know that you can also get it on Game Pass. We're going to be playing the PC version on Steam because I supported this game almost immediately in early access. We've looked at it several times since it debuted. Basically, major updates, we go and check in. And this is the last major update because it's the 1.0 release. So we're going to look at 1.0 put out a new location. Now, are there locations after this new location? I don't actually know. I will find out. Is there new gear that I don't have enough money for in game? Yes. There is a new nozzle that I don't have enough money for. So tonight we're going to try to earn enough money to get that item, and we'll look at it. Lord Crashing says, I'm working on Treehouse now to earn the rest of the money I need to get the Pro Washer. Yes, Treehouse would be a good way to earn some money there. Harold's here and wants me to ring the bell. So I will ring the bell right now. Hold on. Ringing that bell. Thank you for using your channel points for the bell ringing. Yeah, so a thing that came in, I don't know if it was the 1.0 update or it was previously, but now you can earn money doing jobs again in free play mode. Now, is it the same amount? No, but you can earn more money, so you're not stuck waiting for them to put out extra content to then try to get that money. So, but we will make some money in the regular game, and then we'll probably go into free play and try to earn some more money. And just kind of do a greatest hits. We'll look at some areas that we haven't looked at in a while. Maybe some vehicles we think are neat. You don't make much on the vehicles, but we can go and do that. After playing recently, Aristofan says, I walked around the neighborhood and I want to spray all the crevices I saw. Power wash Tetris effect. Yes. I have seen driveways. Honestly, weirdly enough, not a lot of driveways that need washing in PowerWash Simulator, but I have seen plenty of driveways out there that I'm like, I would like to wash that as I go on my walks. I've run into a few of those. Let's see, I'm going to drink a little water here. Water, it's great. Highly recommend. Not a sponsor. I'm just a fan of water. But yeah, they are not a sponsor of this particular stream. All right, I'm going to reply to my tweet here. Let's get into it. It's time to watch me wash because we are. Lord Crash says, I just found out the other day you can click on items on the tablet list and it'll highlight all the remaining instances of that item on the building vehicle you're working on. Lord Crash says, I had no idea. We'll talk about one thing that I didn't know about either that I went and looked into that we might want to try out. No, I'm even though I'm washing tonight, I am not sponsored by Big Water. I wish. So let's hit a Power Wash Simulator going up there. Again, we're doing the Steam version here because that is what I got early access on. But there is a full release out there you can get on various platforms. And let's go to the game. There's the game. There we go. And then let's hit the options real quick. And I want to show you some options that I didn't know existed anymore. So apparently we'll try out that tab thing that the Lord Crashing mentioned. But I want to tell you about this. Dirt details and crosshair dirt details. Now you might be thinking, I don't know what that means. What does dirt details mean? I thought we already had the dirt highlighted. We do. We already do that, but if we click dirt details and crosshair dirt details, something else happens. So we'll go and take a look at that. We're going to go into a career mode here. We're going to go to clean the ancient monument. You can see we can earn $500 here. That's what we're going to go to. But I'll say we are currently, my money wise right now, I am at $1,588. We need to buy something here. So wait, can I not do that? All right, well, I thought I could look at okay, here we go. Yes, I can do that. So this is what we want. We want the Prime Vista Pro Triple Tap Nozzle, a 3-pronged nozzle. You can't see it because of me. There it is. This is what we want. We want the 3-pronged nozzle that provides high-pressure cleaning over a wide area. That costs $2,400. We don't have the money for that. So we're going to try to get the money for that. That is the goal, is to do that. That is the only item I don't have right now. So we're going to go in and do that. And how do we do that? Well, we do that by making money. So let's clean the monument. I don't know if I'm going to keep these little things, but I'll show it off because I do think it's interesting. So, one in the sink, two. So you can see here, we got to clean this big monument. Now, look at the crosshair. It's telling me how much grime there is, muck, sand, and grime. And you can see above me over there, instead of just being like iterate finger phalanx, which is what we need to clean, it's also telling me the percentages of dirt on these items. You can see right there, no dirt there. That's clean. Normally, I would just hit the tab button, and we would see that. But the tab button doesn't work here because I have this instead. I don't know if I like this. Also mentioned... wait. Why can't I? Yeah, tab doesn't work on there. Apparently, you can click on this and it will show you that in the game. Yes, okay, it did highlight it there. You can see that. So this is great. If you're at like 99%, you can't find the thing you need to clean because it's described as a piece of a train that you've never heard of. You can do that instead. So that's awesome. You can just do that. We're going to go back into options though, because I don't like I like the just hit tab, see what else needs to get cleaned method. So we are going to get rid of that, and then we should be good here. I think we actually may have to quit out of this. It might not work if you just do it like that. Okay, so let's just jump to another thing. Oh, wait. Sorry. The tree has an achievement for washing all of the lanterns first, which that feature is great for. Yeah, I'm not doing any of the achievements. Lord Crashton has been doing some achievement hunting. That is not something I'm interested in doing myself. All right, so let's just go into free play. Let's hit a vehicle. Also, this comes up every fucking time, and I should just be able to hit this once. I don't care. This is new, and I think it sucks. This is my big thing that sucks. I feel like I've had the show dirt thing randomly stop working. Don't know what's causing it. Yeah, I thought it was toggling those on and off gets rid of the show dirt, but I don't know. We'll try this. But yeah, starting this job will reset any progress on other free play jobs. Stop telling me that. I know. Like, so, okay, tab works there. All right, great. Now if we go back to career mode, this should work here. I believe it is toggling those on and off in the menu without exiting a level gets show dirt away. Yes, okay, here's show dirt. So this is, I'd much prefer to do that. Let's actually get into washing. I'm going to go with this extension, and we'll just see. All right, that's not doing a lot. Oh, that's doing okay. That is cleaning it up. It's not doing, it's not really cutting through it, but it is doing it well. But yes, Asmo, you may remember Asmo used to be pretty active in the chat. Occasionally comes in now and again. Asmo was like, hey, be careful because sometimes the show dirt just goes away. I believe that is something that hopefully will be patched, but it might be from toggling those things on and off. I'm not sure. But it seems to be exiting out of the level and going back in fixes that, which is great. And then we can see here, I'm not getting full. I'm going to actually maybe switch to the smaller but better hose here. Or nozzle, I should say. So yeah, the goal is, our goal right now is to complete this level and to get to $2,400 so that we can afford the new nozzle, because that'll be great. Because then if there's anything special that comes out or anything that we want to worry about, we'll be able to really hose that stuff down. I've had people ask me, like, Pat, do you like this game? And it's weird because it's like, hey, Spicy, welcome. I don't know if I would be playing this now if I didn't like it. You know, like, once it's full release, like, I mean, I don't know how much I'm going to play just every once in a while, but this is a fantastic game to play while you are, like, listening to a podcast, especially like if it's a video podcast, like it's not your normal thing. This is a great podcast game. This is a fantastic, just like hangout game, just like a, you know, I wouldn't want to say killing time, but you know, you got something you want to take care of. There's a long video that you've been meaning to watch. This is a fantastic game for that. I don't know if this is like, so, and by that extension, it's a fantastic game to stream. Because, like, oh, there we go. We got the thumb done. It's just very chill. It is just a game that I enjoy streaming and doing and completing it. You know, it's just fun. Again, you know, if you have Game Pass, I would say this is a fantastic game to try out. Give it, you know, give it a chance. See if there's something you like about it. I don't know. So I'm going to just kind of go like wherever with this and do whatever. Just kind of wash as we go. Just find some stuff we want to power wash that stuff. Try to get some stuff done with each one. And then we'll do our best here. Maybe I'll do that. Just kind of, this small area here. I'm sure if I had that powerful wide sprayer, if I had the money for that wide sprayer, this job would be a lot easier, but I don't have the money for it, which is okay. It's all right. Because I have bought a few cosmetics, which don't mean anything because I don't do multiplayer. I mean, you know, my gloves I bought the gloves, but I think I have bought like a couple different outfits to wear, which you don't really see. But they're not expensive in the game, so I was like, whatever. I didn't pay real money for them. I'm not doing that. Don't worry about it. If you were like, Pat, are you spending real money in this game? The answer is no, other than when I bought it. Obviously, I spent money there. But no, this game does not have microtransactions, and I am not microtransacting with this game. Who knows? Maybe someday they'll do a paid DLC for it, but I don't know. This doesn't feel like a game that would have paid DLC, but maybe we'll have like, they're like, oh, we can't do a Power Washing Simulator 2, so we're just going to do it. We're going to like, you know, put it out. We're going to do a paid DLC of levels and see. I don't know. I've been looking for stuff. If folks have recommendations for things on PC Game Pass that they think your friend Pat, based on what I've played here and what you know about me, if you have any game recommendations, I'm not really using my Game Pass as much as I probably should. So, oh yeah, we can hit this tumbleweed here. Look, we've got to hit this Oh, we hit it so hard it blew up. Oh, there. Oh. That tumbleweed fucking disappeared. Weird. There's a little lore with this. It's pointing at the ocean. It's weird. I want to say this has been Square's most successful game in the past year or so outside of Final Fantasy 14 insert meme. Yes, this is part of Square's rarely talked about by anyone, including Square, like indie whatever, like publishing thing that they you know, is an initiative that they talked a big game about and then nobody really heard about anything from it. But if they, you know, if money was changed hands, which allowed this game to have a publisher and also to be in early access and to take the time it took to get to where it is. It's great. That's fantastic. That is what you want. You want these things to work out like that. So that's great. We're just washing a big finger, just a big stone finger, just hanging out here, power washing a finger from the top of it. But yeah, this is a very fun game. But yeah, let me know, folks, if you're like, and don't say House Flipper, which is also on PC Game Pass, but is a game that I have played a lot of. Okay. Oh, I just got 3 achievements. You can't see them because I'm blocking them, but I got 3 achievements that all showed up there, and then I got a 4th achievement. So I got a bunch of achievements there. I guess I'm going to move myself over here, I guess, in case I get other achievements. I should probably do that with Steam games. I don't care about achievements, but it is nice to get them. But yeah, we're making some money on this, which is good. I suppose you should be pointing to the stars. Oh, okay. Yeah, this thing is, there's lore in this game, and I haven't paid a lot of attention about them. Like I pay attention to some of the lore in this game, but like certainly not like enough of it. Also, I should point out that as far as I know, I have not done my due diligence on this, so I apologize. There were really shitty memes referenced in House Flipper that they did not take out when people were like, "Hey, these memes are shitty and racist," and they were like, "We are not going to respond to that, but we will keep them in." So who knows if they actually did remove them? If they did, awesome. But they weren't. They at the time that I was mad about it, they did not seem interested. When I was like, "Oh, I think I'm done playing this game," they had not been. They did not seem interested in taking it out. The only ones I've got before restarting the campaign were for all of the washers. Oh yeah, I think Lawnmower Simulator on Game Pass. Lord Crash, I will look that up. That is a game that I did not play because people said it was hard. And it also, I hate mowing the lawn, and I don't know if I would virtually want to mow the lawn. But it might be something for me to check out if it's on Game Pass. That might be something for me to take a look at. But yeah, I'll take a look. I should look at see what Sims are available and see, because I did a bunch of Yakuza games I already own are available, which is fun. So if you have PC Game Pass and you want to play some Yakuza games that maybe you didn't play in the past, because maybe like 7 was like Dragon was your first one, or you've only played like 0. Kiwami 1 and 2 are there, the remakes of 1 and 2, and I do recommend those very, very much because they're real good. Lake is a nice mix of UPS driving and narrative adventure stuff. Maybe 5 hours to beat. Yes, I have played Lake. I did receive a code for Lake. I did not stream that game, but I did play it. The code was not under I should clarify. That code was gifted by a friend. It was not by the developer or publisher. So I did not stream it because it was just a friend sent to me, and I played it all in 2 settings. USPS driving sim. Yes, it was very fun. I enjoyed Lake quite a bit. I believe that I was in exactly the right mindset at the time to really enjoy it. And I was happy that I got to check it out. We got the stubby, like, no extension stuff going here because I really want to hit this hard with water. Got another one done. A little bit more money. This is going to be, I would say, a decent portion of the stream is getting this job done, which I think is fine because we'll see what happens after this job is done, and then we can move on. We can go like a best of. We'll just try to earn some money, try to get that new washer tonight. That would be nice if we could do that. I don't know if we will, but we can try. But yeah, I do want to find some stuff on the old PC Game Pass for me to check out. I'm going to have some time. I do have some work going this week, but also my folks are going out of town, and so I will have some just downtime here where I am not. I mean, I've got. But folks going out of town means I have more work to do around the house, but it's not like it's stuff I can just keep doing, and it's not going to really affect anything. I gotta. Speaking of water, I have to water the plants. My dad really enjoys the old plant watering, so I'm gonna go give him a hand by watering some plants while he's out. All the potted plants. I'm feeding my neighbor's fish. He is only down to 2 fish because he's also out of town. And I previously there were a whole tank of them. Now there's just 2, so I only have to feed them every other day, which is way easier than feeding them every day. But yeah, that's a easy chore because I already gotta get up close to those dirty fingers, right? Yeah. I am doing instead. I am keeping my distance from them and spraying them with a high-powered nozzle, trying to get all that gunk off, trying to get all this dirt off. Now, you might be asking yourself, Pat, why would anyone want to wash this? And the answer is, I don't know. It's a job, and we say yes to jobs here. There's no saying no to these jobs. These are not randomized. You can't pick and choose. This is not a side quest. We were obliged to accept this job, and the only choice is to either do it or stop playing the game. So there's no moral choices involved in this one. You just wash. We are just an entity that washes. And then eventually we end up on a spaceship and we have to figure out who among us is some sort of backstabber. Because the outfits look very similar. They're not the same, but they look similar. Unpacking and Umagi Generation are... You know what? I played Unpacking, and Unpacking was fantastic. I said Umangi. Umagi Generation is a game I have not played, and I might check that out, Lord Crashton. Thank you for the recommendation. Or letting me know. Not necessarily a recommendation, but thank you for letting me know. I might be checking that out, because I have never actually done it. I'm not... I have enjoyed... Look, I like Pokemon Snap as much as the next person. Maybe more than the next person. But I'm not much for photography as an in-game mechanic. It's just never really been my thing. Alright, we got to get in these crevices here. So we're going to use our... You know what? Let's use our wacky... Here, we'll just get in there. Really get in those. We're hitting the tab button here to see what needs to get done. Well, you missed one little spot, but it's okay. You hit enough of it. Is way better than it used to be on these games, but we still have to... You still have to find the spot you didn't do and really get in there sometimes. You know, it's better, but it's still not like... Oh, actually, I believe that's... Yeah, that's the inside stone we're seeing in there, so... But we can't hit this part. So yeah, we're just power washing. Just power washing some sort of big hand pointing at something. Maybe we'll find out when we hit another percentage point what's going on with that. And one of my favorite things to do is, when I'm getting sick of what we're doing, is just hop over to something else. So we're just going to pop over here and just start washing this. Oh, we can also hit the C button, and I could just do this. We're standing still, and my mouse just goes back and forth. For a big, wide space like this, this is pretty great, because then we can go later and get in there. So my mouse is just sweeping back and forth, and we were just watching a wide area. And then if we hit this, we will turn. You can also still walk like this. It's just I wouldn't recommend that. Instead of just where my mouse goes, the washer goes, is the free aim mode. And I don't use this a lot, but I do respect that it's there, and I am happy that it's there. I just don't take advantage of it. Also, in the options, you can set it so you can do hold instead of click on and off. Like, I hit the right mouse button, and so I'm just washing until I don't. I used to just hold down the left one. Oh, here we go. I've been in contact with the fire chief. Evacuations are taking place for everyone in Muckingham. Uh-oh. Shit's going down. We're getting story. Let's see if there's more. Because we're at 40%, so we got more text messages about what's going on. Flo's fire helicopter is being called in to see if anything can be done to calm Mount Rustless. Be sure to keep your distance. That's right. The volcano is erupting, which is probably a bad thing. But yeah, right now I am just kind of letting my my washer do its thing, and that's helpful. Yeah, but I'm just doing I used to just hold down the left mouse button. I think I did a whole game session of this game back when it first got in early access, just holding down the left mouse button, and then eventually I realized, oh wait, you can just you can just toggle it on and off. What am I doing? Muglo Bay is still on Game Pass. Fishing boat game with some cooking and store management stuff with plenty of silly Canadian humor. Okay, I've never heard of that, Lord Crashington, but thank you for that. Letting me know about that. But yeah, I should really delve into Game Pass. I have it for a couple months. I don't know if I'm basically I paid like $3 for 3 months, I believe it was. It was a good little deal. But I don't know how long I'm going to keep it. But it is nice for things that you want to check out and see what they're up to, see what they're doing. You may remember me streaming this last week, but Last Call BBS is out there on Game Pass, and I recommend checking it out because that was really fun. I have played some of the other mini games that were not the model kit builder, which was obviously the thing I was going to focus on. Harold says, I gotta go let my parents' dog out. Finally, out of a lightning alert. Hell yeah. Well, let that dog do its thing. Because nobody likes a cooped up dog. Especially the dog. So, go do that. Go do that, Harold. You do that thing. Yeah, so right now I'm just kind of jumping around. I find jumping around is much more fun for me, and then kind of hunting for the areas and seeing what I haven't done yet, than just painstakingly going section by section. Especially if it's like a small area that I can just do and feel like, oh, I did something. Like, we're already 40% done here, or 47% done, I should say. So we're almost halfway done with kind of no rhyme or reason, just by like going to areas and seeing what I haven't done yet. And then we'll start narrowing it down, I should say. We'll also start nailing it down. I don't know what that means. I like this. There's no, I don't think there's any ladders or anything, so you're just kind of like climbing around, washing stuff. And that's fun. That's cool. So yeah, we're just kind of washing as we go. Again, the goal is to get more money to buy the last thing to make the other jobs easier. Because who knows? Who knows how many other special things they're going to put out? Who knows what else is coming on the agenda? Maybe there'll be more stages, or more specials, or whatever, or free play only, or speed run only. Because there are the timed ones, which I've never done because I don't care about speed. This is meant to be a game. Look. I find this game very relaxing. I am here to relax and to watch some stuff and to, get that sense of like, oh, I nailed it, and to see what's going on. And a little bit of the lore. I like the lore. I don't need the lore, but I like the lore. That's kind of what I'm here for, much more than just like the challenge of like, oh, well, can I do it with just the weakest sprayer? Or can I do it without spending any... Like, we're not going to spend any money on the sprays for this, because that just defeats the purpose of doing this to get the cash. But yeah, people were like, oh, I'm only going to do it with the red one, and it's really going to take fucking forever, but I'm just going to do this. It's like, yeah, okay. You can. I'll do it like this. But yeah, I understand. I have friends that only do this multiplayer, which I've never done the multiplayer in this. I wouldn't on stream probably, but yeah, I have a couple friends that are like, oh yeah, we just, we're on Discord and we're just doing this, and this is our like hangout time. It's like, this is a fun idea for a hangout. I think that's cool. I like a game that allows people to get different things out of it and find different things they want to do with it. But yeah, this is definitely a game of like, oh, I want to listen to this. It's like, oh, I'm behind on my podcast and I want to hear this thing, or just like, whatever. Like, the next time I play this, it might just be because like, oh, Abby's on Nextlanders, the Nextlander podcast this week. Okay, I want to hear her on there, and I want to hear the Sims update from Abby. That sounds good. I'll go check that out or whatever. I think this is a really fun podcast game. And it's nice to have those every once in a while. Other stuff, you know me, I'm playing Hearthstone. You know I'm playing that Hearthstone. There's more coming next month, a new expansion coming next month. I haven't been super jazzed about it. There's a few things in it that seem okay, but it's not, I don't know. I will be able to play more Evolve decks when I do like Shaman Evolve. I think that is a very fun card type, or not card type, but deck type. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I'm not as excited as I was for this expansion. I think this expansion is very good, and it's just mostly just the new keywords don't really excite me. Whereas this expansion, I was really excited about the Colossal keyword, because those cards are great and weird and really change things. So yeah, that's about it. What are y'all playing right now? I can ask chat. Hey chat, what games are you playing? What are you into? As far as the video games, going back to old stuff, playing some new things. Let me know as we let's wrap up a little bit. Let's chat a little bit while I wash this this giant stone fist. It's finger pointing at us. But yeah, Hearthstone, play every day. Like I said, still doing that. You know me, doing my thing. There hasn't been any mods that have come out recently that have piqued my interest in Fallout 4, because you may know that I keep up to date with those mods and like to mess around in Fallout 4 and get a little silly there with some of the wackier nonsense things that people make. Haven't had a lot of that. It makes sense that people aren't going out of their way to make really incredibly weird. Most of the mods for Fallout 4 are character preset mods, people messing around with that, and then there are certainly some people who are doing like weapons. There's been a rush of people trying to get Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas weapons that didn't make the cut into Fallout 4 still, or modern real weapons, and that doesn't. I like the wackier shit. Haven't had a good wacky map or like area or anything in there in a while, so. I keep up to date, though. I look every couple days on Nexus for Fallout 4 to see if there's something I want to do in there. But, yeah. Let's see. $4 away for this Pro Washer, or $64 away. Lord Crashton's trying to save up for that Pro Washer in PowerWash Simulator. Hell yeah. Get that washer. Wristfan says, I've been playing the Stray game. It's cute. Nice, yeah. I have heard very good things about Stray. Then I've also heard, I've heard some, I think, pretty valid criticism of it. And then I've heard some criticism that feels like, oh, hey there. Oh, we got extra liquid. We got a new job. Folks, there's a new job. So we let's see what that new job is. We're not done with this, but let's look. But yeah, Stray seems really fun. And I know some people are like, oh, why does it look like a PS4 game? And it's like, well, because it came out on PS4. Yes, it also came out on PS5, and it was announced to be PS5, but it's also a very small indie studio. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, big video games aren't out right now, so you have to nitpick a smaller game, but whatever. We got a new job. Clean the fishing boat. Hell yeah. And it's for a lot of money. All right. We're not going to jump in there yet, but we do have a fishing boat we can do. Hey there, is the marina. Okay, yeah, so it's only just realized there are 6 fingers. What else have we missed? You just realized there are 6 fingers? Okay, Sonia. But yeah, we can jump to that boat and see how that boat is. Clean a boat. That sounds fun. We have washed a houseboat before, so we have done some nautical stuff, and not a lot of nautical. So that's fun. Or on the wrist here. Yeah, just kind of going from section to section, not really paying attention to what exactly we're hitting and not hitting. We've managed to do 62% of this. And we're edging closer and closer to our goal of having enough money for that new washing thing. I think there are 4 new jobs in the 1.0 finale, says Lord Crashing. Ooh, I thought there were only 2, so that's good. Okay. Well, let's do a little more of this, and then we'll check out the other one. Again, my kind of goal is obviously to show everything, but I wouldn't mind, myself personally, would not mind getting that new washing extension, because I think that would be cool to have. So if we can get that, great. Let's get to 75% of this, and we'll jump over. One of them is supposed to be the biggest map in the campaign since Lord Crash. Ooh, okay, all right. Yeah, I didn't want to get spoiled, so I didn't pay too much attention about what else was going on in this 1.0 release. I just knew that this was here, the monument, and I kind of saved it. I went in there and just like sprayed it around a little bit, and then I did know about the nozzle, the new nozzle that I was like, oh, I'd like to get that. Is there more here? Okay, yeah. So I was like, what? It looked like this was done, but it wasn't done. So we gotta get in here, wash this whole thing, get real low. Apparently, gotta get real low on this one. Real low. A lot of water. But yeah, we'll see if we can. Whoops. Run here. Run. Run. There we go. There's a whole section we didn't hit. We should definitely try to get this before we try to get all those little smaller spots. Oh, there you go. See, there you go. Now we don't have to worry about getting a little bit underneath because we got enough of it that it was like, yeah, you're good. So that's why when I'm like, oh, I haven't gotten this yet, I'm not done with this part, it's always good to look and see if there's a whole section you didn't do of something. So instead of worrying about like the tiny little crevice you may have missed, you can be like, oh, well, did I get all of the webbing on the other side done? And the answer was no. I hadn't done all of this webbing here. That's right, webbing. We're washing webbing. And we're also going to put on our Pro extension here. And we'll do this. Try to get all in there. I'm not big on Slay the Spire. I appreciate what it does, but that genre combines two like the random like roguelike deck builder is not a thing that I am super into. I respect it being a good one of those, but it's just not a thing that I'm like ever really super enthused about, that kind of genre. But I can recognize shit's good and people like it, even if it is like not for me. All right, so what else of this webbing haven't I done yet? I'm like looking at it and I'm like, big piece of webbing. See, oh, there we go. We finished it. We got enough. The Mayor's Mansion is still the worst job in the game. Yes, Lord Crashington. The Mayor's Mansion is really shitty. Oh, you also said they did a better job putting the treehouse after the carousel in the Mayor's Mansion, so you're more easily able to get better washers, nozzles, and extensions to do more efficiently. Yes, that's nice. I haven't seen that because I didn't reset my progress. But yeah, the Mayor's Mansion, those long distance things are just asking you to have really good equipment. It's like, I think impossible if you were trying to do like a low gear run, because that distance you need, and you have to get all of that graffiti. And just graffiti in general is like not my favorite in one of these games. It's not bad, it's just not my favorite. All right, we're at 71%. When we get to like 75% or so, we'll quit out of this stage and we'll go and check out the boat, the new boat we got to do here. I don't like cleaning that, so we're going to hit a large area. Again, it's nice. You can just go, all right, part of this fin isn't done yet. Fin spine is fine. There we go. That fin's done. We did that. Okay, we can hit this part here. Got the Pro Washer. Have no money for extensions. Yeah. So the thing is with the Pro Washer, you kind of need you at least want the short extension. Really, you're better off in some instances using the previous one until you have enough money for that extension. But it is nice to get it. So that's cool. I like that you're playing along at home, Lord Crashington. That's fun. All right. Let's try to get some of this sections done here. Again, we're just going to try to get to 75% of this job, and then we'll move on to the next one. Or at least jump to the next one, if not fully move on. And now you can see when I'm crouching, if I put my camera on the other side. I should have been doing that long ago with this game. I didn't. This is another. So here's a part where it's this arm section here, right? And I'm like, is this connected to this arm? It is. Great. So I was like, why am I done with this? It's because there's stuff on here I didn't do yet. I think this should be, this piece and this piece should not be the same. And they should have separated it. That's my opinion. Maybe they had a really good reason for doing that. I don't know. But that felt like bad right there. That felt annoying because it was like, oh, it looks like I'm cleaning everything here, but it's not working out, and I don't know why. I don't like that myself. I wouldn't, this game isn't perfect. I think that it's fun, and I enjoy it, and it's got a story, and I don't know why they put lore in this game. It feels like an unnecessary element to add lore into the game. I appreciate that they did it. I think it is a very weird choice to be like, there's a story and all this random job stuff is connected and there's like a whole weird thing happening. And it's like, I mean, okay, you didn't have to. You did, but you absolutely did not have to do that. It could have just been some silly jobs and you didn't have to have a narrative, even if it is a small narrative. A silly small one. Oh, there's part of this fin isn't done. Part of this fin spine isn't done. Probably hit that too. There we got the. There we go. Did that. We did that. All right, we did that. All that's done. Wrist. Part of this wrist is not done yet. Is that the part that needs to get done? Maybe. Is it over here? Probably. Is it down here? Could be. Yep, that's done. That's good. All right, 1% and then we'll move on to the other. We'll move on to the other map that we unlocked. Because we are, we're getting there on this thing. See here, there was some stuff that I was a little too far away, but now I can get it all. But again, that's my big advice for this is just like. You're like, oh, what am I missing from this? It's probably something just like you can't access right now. Always use that tap button. Replaying the campaign makes it more fun to enjoy that stuff. The guy who owns the backyard you work on right away has graffiti in the skate park featuring the girlfriend's initials that he mentioned during the job. Yeah, I mean, like I said, all that lore stuff is interesting. I guess if you went in order, it would be more apparent what the references are and how they're interconnected. All that stuff is like fine. I mean, I do like all of the weirdness about like the subway station that had been closed that then you're washing and it has like ads for stuff that happened right before it closed. Like I do think that's fun. The stuff about the mayor is like totally okay. I don't think it's great, but it's like, all right, you put stuff in about the mayor. Oh, we had 77%, so let's go to a different job. It's time to clean the boat. Go to clean that boat. So where the world is getting weirder by the day. Last night I was out on my boat when I caught whiff of this glorious smell. Imagine if you took just the juiciest little shrimp and enhanced all the bits of flavor that you loved and removed the bits you hate, then added a little pinch of parsley. That was the smell. Naturally, I followed it and haven't gotten more than half a nautical mile due west when this huge wave came out of nowhere, scooping me up and beaching me on the foreshore like a curious beluga. It's gonna need a good hosing before I hit the waves again. Okay. Sounds like some shit just happened. Oh, before we get into that, I'm just gonna retweet my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight, because it's a little light this evening, which is okay. And thank you everybody for being here. I know this is a game I've covered quite a bit, but thank you for being here. Oh yeah, wow, oh shit, are we getting under a boat? Oh, we're getting under this boat. I gotta say that in all my time at sea, I've never seen a wave like that before. Yeah, one would almost think that it was fucking spooky. All right, yeah, so we're washing a boat. I'm racking my brain just trying to think of what could have caused such a thing. A sea monster. It was probably a sea monster. It's kind of thing you'd expect when the side falls off a volcano, or there's a subterranean earthquake or some such. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, Gary, you're probably right, Gary. Shit's fucked. Things are going down in this town. There's also an evacuation because of a volcano. Shit's getting weird, buddy. It's a Swamp Thing or Shamu, yeah. Look, I say this all the time. It's probably Swamp Thing. When you're like really worried and you're really like wondering like, what's going on today? It's probably Swamp Thing. It's usually good to just assume. Yeah. Joe Biden out here making deals with Swamp Thing. Boop, boop, boop. I feel like this job you make a lot of money on, so it's probably going to take a very fucking long time to do, which is okay. Because as much as I want to show y'all some stuff, I also understand that this game, like, you know, ain't the fastest thing in the world. I'm going to jump to this here. Let's work on the... Hey, we're going to learn nautical terms like keel and porthole and porthole trim. That's fun. We're going to jump down to this nozzle, this extension. See if we can get a little more. Yeah. This boat is going to need a lot of work. Let's try to get, like, this part done. That'll be fun. Let's just get this done here. Really clean this boat. Get low on this boat. Hit all angles on this boat. Mm-hmm. Gotta wash this boat. Oh, we gotta wash this on an angle so we can get behind the propeller. We can go low. We're almost done with this rudder. Oh, do we have to get this rudder from up high too? Yes, we gotta get the top of that rudder. We can go. You can see there's a little bit of that rudder left for us to get. Run over here. Let's hit the tab. See, oh yeah, okay, we can see. All right, we got most of this rudder. There he goes. Hey, we finished a thing. We made $8. Swamp Thing has been avoiding paying his taxes for decades because he claims he doesn't own the swamp he lives in. Yep. Yeah, he says, you know, yeah, he's just there to have a good time. We use this ladder? Nope. This is just a hangout ladder. This is not a ladder to use. That's just a ladder that's just chill and just around. Oh, wow, there's a lot to clean on this fucking boat. This boat is filthy. This boat is filthy. So when in doubt, jump very far on the boat. Switch to a step here extension. See if you can. Okay, good. We can at least get some of this up with this. But yeah, this boat is going to take a long time, but we'll get some of it done. I would love to try to unlock another job, but I don't know if we will be able to. So our two goals tonight are get enough money so that I can get that cool extension nozzle, the cool nozzle, not extension, it's a nozzle. We're going to try to get a cool nozzle, and we're going to see about looking at like some of the other areas. We're probably going to have to go back and finish up that hand in order to get one of them, because I don't think we're going to finish this one tonight. But we're going to have fun. We're going to power wash, see what's up, hang out, chat with all y'all. A good time. We might, we'll get some money for doing this job. We'll get some stuff done here. Finish this hatch door. We can get this hatch door done here. Pretty easy. All right, yeah, so we'll just wash this here. We didn't hit all of it, you can see. Oh, sunlight's hitting this weird, so we gotta change the angle. See what else we need to do on this hatch. There's the hatch door, and then there's the hatch itself. So we can wash all of these things. Mind the gap, everybody. Don't fall into the gap. There we go. Finish the hatch. Nice. Mind this gap as well. Great. We completed some stuff on here. Now we'll do one of my favorite things, which is just walking and hitting just walking forward and spraying as we walk. Just like going back and forth here. I do very much enjoy doing this. To see just, and then we'll go back and do cleanup. But yeah, we're just hosing a section, walking back and forth, nice and easy. Get some big progress done that way. Yeah, this is a really fucking filthy boat. This boat really needed us to wash it. That's why we're making so much goddamn money cleaning this boat. Because this boat is gross. This main deck needs a lot of power washing. Not to say painting. I mean, I guess you could just paint over it, but I don't think that's wise. I think you better off washing it, cleaning it up. I haven't gotten a lot of like power washing videos on YouTube in a while because I was like, hey, I don't want to watch lawn care. I'm tired of watching people like professional mowers be like, we mowed this piece of land and the owner cried because we mowed it for free. And it's just like, okay, well, great. You didn't really do it for free because you're monetizing it on YouTube, but sure, okay. Let's go with you being good Samaritans who are filming things. Sure. I'm tired of watching those, so I was just like, no, YouTube, don't send me those. So I'm not getting that. I am unhappy to announce that I am once again back on my bullshit, and I am, of course, watching van life videos and conversion videos. For a little while there, I was really into the toy. The little extension trailers, the really small trailers that are meant for like your motorcycle or your dirt bikes or whatever, that people are putting beds in, doing conversions on. I was really into that for a while. Now I'm back to just regular old van life videos, just like, hey, it's this person and their dog, and they live in this vehicle, and let's see what they did. I'm just watching a lot of those. That's just who I am. Can't run from it. As I said, back on the old bullshit. I like tours. I like the take a tour of the vehicle that I've, converted. People talking about their lives and their tricks and the stuff they've done and all that. I enjoy those. I think those are fun. Again, my only caveat is I don't like ones where it's like, we converted this bus and our 2 kids live in this bus with us full time. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want to hear. I don't want to hear about you homeschooling your kids on your converted bus. No. Buy a house, please. Stop this. But if it's just like, hey, it's me. I'm for some reason, 90% of van life dwellers are professional photographers. And it's like, yeah, I'm a photographer, so I do light video editing or light editing, and I can just travel around and do photography. And that's just how I earn my living. So I live in my van. And it's like, okay, sure. Lord Crashton says, I was rewatching 404 with Vinny. Vinny Caravel did 404, yes. And Chris and Kate, I believe. Kate Welch. And Chris Straub. And it seemed like that Chocolate Rabbit video got one of the biggest laughs from any of the panels from what picked up on the mic. That panel itself did very well. That audience was... PAX East is a large room, but a lot of the chairs are very close to the stage, so you do get to hear that. But yes, that video did very well. I'm not taking away anything from the video that Vinny presented of the hair dryer or the heat gun going to the Chocolate Rabbit. But yeah, that did pretty good. One of the best responses we've ever had is that terrible Brad Shoemaker brought a very terribly acted VHS tape about a D&D campaign, to play at home. Because if he was like, put the VHS in and play along, or it'll teach you how to play the game. And it's really terrible, and that crowd lost their goddamn minds for that. It went over really well. That did very good. That's one of the ones that we got a big old response from. Yeah. You know what, honestly, sometimes it's the ones that don't get the biggest response are the ones I like the most. Felix's, these are weird Japanese things I want you to tell me about, Pat, and then I did the research to find out what's going on in these Japanese video clips, commercials, and animation and whatever that Felix brought. And I was just like, let me tell you about what this is. Just giving context for that. That did really well. The chillest one I ever did with Charlie Chu and Erica and Alex Navarro, where we saw the marble races. And then we also watched the video that people take sitting in the front of a rural trains in Japan. And then Alex's stuff was weird, but because Alex is very good at finding weird things for that show. I've said this before about 404ing it, that Alex Navarro took it the most serious of any guest I've ever had. He would always... I would never have to send a follow-up email for Alex. He would always be like, okay, so this is what I want to show, and here you go. And the first year, he uploaded clips instead of sending the YouTube links. He did all the work and had them up on his Google Drive, and was like, here you go, you just link to these. I was like, oh, you didn't have to do this. Oh, okay. Alex was one of the most, Pope always wanted to do it, but then Pope and I would have to talk about what he was going to show. Pope was always psyched about it, but Alex was always ready. I should say that. If he was not the most enthusiastic guest I've ever had, he was the most ready guest I've ever had. As I said, never I don't know what to show, and I don't know what to do with this one, or I'm not going to reply to this email, I'll reply to the next one. It's no, never with Alex. Alex was always on board and in it to win it, which I always appreciated. As someone that was trying to you know, get shit done. That show was pulling teeth, and I was always a little worried about it. So, as far as guests go, my segments, I was always ready to go. I always had enough stuff to talk about. I was always, I was always like months ahead of time. And if I ever changed anything, it was just because like some new meme was coming out like the week of the show, and I wanted to like cover it while I could before it became like ancient. Just stuff like that. Eventually, we're gonna have to get really high to watch that pole. But right now, let's try to get this floor done. I keep jumping around to other things, but I do want to finish the main deck, at least this part of the main deck. So we'll just kind of like get some of this main deck done here. We'll get in the cabin. And eventually we are going to go back to the hand to try to finish that hand because we're 77% of that hand done. But I want to at least look at the boat. You know what I mean? Wanted to check out that boat. Every once in a while people ask me about bringing 404ing it back, to which I say it will most likely never be a PAX panel again. I just don't see a world where I would do that at PAX. Panels where I have lots of guests are going to be either Pat Bear's Anime Club, which will always have a couple guests, or Improvised Postmortem, which will always have a bunch of guests. Improvised Postmortem is the easiest thing in the world to book because I don't require anyone to do any homework or research. They just show up and are funny and fun, and I do all the work for that. Hope that's you, Wishy. It's Harper. Lost my phone to the desert, so I had to get a new one. Think I've remembered your deets, right? Oh boy. Harper Shaw texting us. We don't know what's going on. I don't think we're Wishy. Anyway, Sonia thinks she's close to a breakthrough with the statues, so we might need you back here over soon. Sonia, that's the person. Hey, her breakthroughs are literally us watching it. Like, that breakthrough about the 6 fingers was because we were watching this thing. And she's like, oh, I guess I see 6 fingers there. Huh. We're the breakthroughs. But anyway, so 404ing it, definitely not a PAX panel anytime soon because it is so much work. And then I put it up on YouTube, and it's a nightmare. But a no guest 404ing it, like a stream, like a Wednesday stream that's a 404ing it, is something that I have been threatening to do for a long time and might do one day. If that's more likely than anything else. That someday I might just go, fuck it. Next Wednesday I'm doing 404ing it. So always keep your eyes peeled on that because that's something. Harper Shaw is the person that gave you the van to use for your business at the beginning of the game. Okay, well, there you go. Thank you for that detail there's no way I would have remembered that, Lord Crashington. But yeah, so, I mean, don't count on it, but if I did bring back a 404ing it where I showed clips and talked about it, because, like, at a certain aspect, my old wrestling stream is an extenuate, is like, that the comedy wrestling stream I did 2 years ago is kind of 404ing it. Sharing stuff that I think is cool on stream is definitely something I have been thinking of doing at some point because there's just like there's still cool shit out on the internet and I can make segments up and do like a couple hour version of 404ing it. I think would be neat. I've also gotten better at figuring out how to do that because I have figured out the playlist that I want to use for in VLC, like all my video stuff. So I wouldn't have to do it in a PowerPoint like I do when I'm traveling because my home setup is a lot better to do than worrying about like a PowerPoint, which I have to do because I'm mirroring my monitor. It's not like the projector is a second monitor, which if it was, that would be fine. But since I'm almost always mirroring my laptop out there, I have to, the PowerPoint is the easiest way to do it, which was really tough for 404ing it towards the end there. The video, it was just like too much video. Like, it would get to the point where saving that video, like saving that PowerPoint would, like, PowerPoint would end up like not being non-responsive and eventually be okay, but it would just like give out on me. All right, so main deck, we're almost done here with the main deck because the bow is different from the main deck. So we're going to try to figure out what area of the main deck we haven't washed yet, which I think is probably over here. I can tell how long ago some of these panels were. That Vine is mentioned as a thing that was still around. Yes. There are several segments of stuff where like I'll include a Vine, or in one case, one of my whole segments is a Vine of just me, or a bunch of Vines from like the little chubby kid that made very silly Vines. Or just like, I love that I did a 404ing it segment about ProZD and nobody, like, there were a couple people in the crowd knew who he was, but like none of my panelists knew. I don't remember where I might have done ProZD at like, it might not have been a 404ing it at PAX, it might have been a 404ing it at GamerX. But I do remember that being very funny that I did a whole thing on ProZD and people were just like, who's this guy? It was very funny. But it was mostly just his Vines because he was a Vine star. All right, so I think I've done all of the edge here. Oh, we can find the edge over here we still have to do. So we can hit that. But yeah, let's try to get this bow, the main deck I should say, done. That'll be good. Oh, well, we finished the catch box. Oh, plenty of stuff over here to do. Great. But yeah, like I said, if I do a 404ing it, it would be a stream. It would be like the return of 404ing it on that. Kind of fun to do. Maybe for my stream anniversary, I could do that. Or just like a day in August that I think it would be fun to do it. I don't know. I'd need prep time. I wouldn't be able to just be like, next Wednesday I'm doing it, because I would have to build a lot of segments, because I wouldn't have... it was not a trick, but it was a really fun, smart thing on my part, which was guests meant that I would have to show that like they did the prep, and obviously I did the work for it, but like I wouldn't have to come up with all of the segments myself because I had guests, and that worked out very well for me to have guests on the stream, you know, contributing ideas and content. But and you know, if I did it myself, I'd have to do all of it myself, but I still think it could work out. I would just like build a bunch of segments, and then like if the show was going long, I would just jump in some other ones. Maybe like some updates on classic segments, something like that. I don't know. Oh, we finished the main deck. Hell yeah. Now we're 25% done with this job just from doing, you know, a few things here. I guess we can do the anchor. Hey, this is the anchor windlass. That's a term I've never heard before. Now I know the thing that raises and lowers the anchor is called the anchor windlass. Great. I learned a thing. And also maybe you learned it too. Or maybe you knew about it. And you're just like, no, Pat, everybody knows that's what that's called. Haven't you been on a boat before? And I'd be like, yes, I have. I have been on a boat. I did not learn terminology enough to be able to remember it. All right, let's try to get this done here. Almost done with this anchor windlass. You can see. Great, we finished that. Jump back up. Now we can just, let's get the bow done. And then maybe we'll go back to the big hand and try to finish that up. Oh, Harold throwing some notes in there. I'd like to see that. But yeah, I don't know. As far as conventions go, we'll probably talk more about that later, but like, nah. Maybe I might go to PAX Unplugged if Reed can help me out financially in going to Unplugged, I might go to Unplugged and do, and try to pitch like 2 panels or something. I have threatened to do the great anime, like the card anime, like ranking, the official final ranking of all that, because I've done a stream of that, but like, or a video of that, but like, what if I did that as a panel? I don't know. And then, of course, improvised postmortem, tabletop edition, bring that back. But as far as like going to other cons, I just don't see myself doing that in the near future. I just can't see myself going. It's just too risky. With my folks being out of town, everything, all my streams are going to be normal. All my normal streams, don't worry about that. Nothing to worry about there. But in August, I am going to New York for a weekend, and I will miss. Most likely, what will happen is that a normal Saturday stream that I would normally have, I won't have a Saturday stream, and instead, I will. I might do a stream that weekend from New York, like a hangout stream, like an hour-long like check-in stream, in like the afternoon that Saturday. This will be like the last weekend of August, and that Monday I'll be back because I'm going on Friday and coming back on Monday. That Monday when I come back, I'll start late because my flight lands at 8 p.m. So I'll do like a 10 p.m. stream. So that I didn't want to lose streams out, but I also, Also, if my Airbnb is bad, I won't stream, but I'll know because I'll get there on Friday and then know on Saturday if I can stream or not. I've been watching the Tekken ending rankings Dan's been doing on GB, which is a lot of silly stuff in there. Oh, yeah, I have not checked all that out. There's just so much content out there. And also, I do feel somewhat obliged as a moderator for, I just said moderator, weird there, as a mod for Jeff. I am somewhat obliged that that's a few hours a week that I'm in there in chat for him. But you know what? Honestly, chat's real good there. I am not the only moderator, which helps a lot, but also chat is very kind and generally cool. Sometimes there are topics in the podcast that come up that chat gets like kind of ornery, kind of wild about, and we got to be, we got to cool them down, cool them out. Everybody chill. But for the most part, everyone's very good. And usually it's just people ask, what is this? Like, if Jeff is playing a video game, people don't check the game thing. They just ask. So it's a lot of that. Or people were like, we're still get people asking, how do I get on the Patreon? Which is just like, how do I find, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. They ask, how do I get in the Discord? To which we say, you got to join the Patreon. And some people are just like, hey, can I get a link to the Discord? And it's like, no. We just said that. All right, so part of the bow here, I'm not seeing what I need to do. So I'm going to look again here. It's very small, the amount of bow that I have not cleaned. There it is. We got it. We found it. We found it by just spraying and walking around. Can we go? Can we jump? Yes, we can jump up here. Oh, let's see if I can parkour our way. We did. We can parkour our way all the way up to the top without having to jump from the outside. Let's see if I can get this last one here. Did he get that Steam Deck resolution thing sorted out? Yes. So the thing is that Jeff is doing a thing that Jeff's biggest issue with the Steam Deck for streaming is that he's trying to mirror the exact thing that he's looking at when he is doing it, which is a resolution that is a little hard for him to capture, but he is able to do it. Instead of just like outputting it, like 16 by 9, he's trying to do like the screen size. He's trying to give you that full impression of what he's seeing, which I don't know if is super beneficial, but that, yes, he has figured that out. Also, he was having issues charging with the deck because there are two, whatever dock he got so that he can then put a signal out, he was using the wrong USB-C, because one is for charging and one is for sending out a signal. But you can send out a signal from the one that's not the one you're not supposed to. Either one, but only one of them will charge. So he was doing that wrong, but he figured it out. I have no interest in a Steam Deck, but it is cool to look at one and see what's up with it, even if I don't want it. All right, let's go back to the hands. It's time to jump back over here to clean this ancient monument. We're 77% done. Let's try to finish this up before the stream ends so we can see what a new area is, or maybe even have enough money to get that cool thing. I don't think we'll get that money, but we got plenty of time left in the stream, but I would like to try to finish this off. That was definitely a thing. GB did a lot with the layouts they used. Yes. Harold's liking the Playdate. That's cool. I think Playdate makes a lot of sense to have because it is like a unique experience and it is like a whole thing, whereas Steam Deck is just like, hey, do you want to play your Steam games on the go? To which I respond, no. Hey, do you want to play your Steam games on the couch? Not really. I have a computer and I sit in front of it all the time. Hey, do you want to play your Steam library outside? I definitely don't want to do that, and I don't think it's good for that. But for some people, hey, hi, Doc, it's Leonard, Cal's dad. Leonard Miller is texting us here. Oh, nice, Harold. You checking out Samantha's game. Nice. The volcano was about to blow sky high, and all that cleaning you did for our bungalow will be for nothing. Well, okay, thanks, Leonard. Thanks so much, Leonard, for telling me that the car is still looking good, though, and safely packed away in the garage. Thanks, Leonard. Oh, thanks, Leonard. Leonard. There's some lore for you. Some early washing we did. Sending us text. But yeah, I think the Playdate is like a cool fucking thing. I checked out the Playdate a couple years ago. Because they were a sponsor of the Game Developers of Color Expo. Because you may remember that there was also a event, an indie event called Playdate, and then also so they got some hate for using that name, and so then one of their make goods was they started sponsoring cool indie events, which was very smart of them. But anyway, I liked it when I checked it out. Yes, Leonard had the stock car. Yes, I have just recently rewatched that stock car, so I do remember that. I do remember Leonard's cool car because he did. He had a very cool car. All right, let's see. Hands. We got a little of this hand left. Oh, it's over in here. Is that it? No, that's finger. All right, so let's find the rest of this hand because the hand is a big item here. Is it this part here? No. Oh, there's some hand here. The hand is a very large segment of this, so if we can get this hand done, it'll feel like we made a lot of progress. We're already at 82% on this hand, or on this whole thing, so we'll have to see. You can see there's some hand. Needs to get clean. Yeah. You know, I talked about the convention stuff. I did think about maybe going a different weekend that I'm going to New York so that I could go to FlameCon. But even if that is a small convention and everyone's going to be masked up, I still was like, no, I don't think I want to go to a convention. I definitely don't think I want to go to a convention for fun. If I'm going to work, that's one thing. But if I'm going just for shits and giggles, that doesn't feel right. Like, if a company wants me to come to New York Comic Con, I will talk to them. And they want to pay me to work their booth. I will certainly converse with them about that. Or a local con around here. I have certainly talked to people about those things. But as of right now, no contracts have been signed. I haven't agreed to do any of it, but we certainly have talked about it. If you're going to risk COVID, you might as well get paid to do that. Yes, I mean that's the thing, right? Like, it is very difficult for me right now to not like I have not had COVID. I would love to never have COVID. It would be fantastic if I never got COVID. But I also understand that, like, there are people in positions where they don't have a say in if they can travel or not. I have a say in that. I am going to New York, and that is for meetings because I am attempting to get a job, a full-time or several part-time jobs. But I would like some kind of safety net for going back to New York full-time. So I am going to take great caution. I'm going to be masked up the whole time. I'm going to be masked up anytime I'm anywhere indoors. I'm going to avoid crowds as much as possible and try to be outside. I have one meeting lined up already. We are meeting in a park, and that sounds great because I already know what their venue looks like. But we're just gonna meet at a park that is near that place and hang out instead of being indoors together in a small office. Because I was like, because they said like, oh well, like, oh, you can come by and be like, cool, we could like meet out, so we can meet at that park and be like, oh yeah, that'll be nice. I was like, hooray, thank you for agreeing with me. But yeah, New York famously has almost nobody living and walking around there. I know, it's a big city. And I was only there for a couple months before I left. But I do have friends who live in New York that did not get COVID. I never got it. It's going to be harder and harder now to avoid it. And I'm going to do my damnedest. Especially considering that my dad is immune compromised. But immunocompromised. So I am, always going to do my best to never get it. But I also can't live in this house forever. Like, I have to eventually resume my life. So at some point, I'm going to have to go and get out of here. All right. That inside is annoying, so I'm going to see what other spots we have. I think the finger might be the only thing that we have left that isn't, this part of the finger too. So there's a little bit left that we have to do here, and then we just have to spray inside there. Ooh, yeah. Let's just hit the old. I saw the news about the average rent in Manhattan reaching $5,000 a month. So, I mean, that is not a person's rent. That is the apartment rent. Yes. So, the average is really high because even when you divide that by 3 or 4, that's still outrageous. That is not like $5,000 like per person. But rent is very high in New York, yes. And if and when I get back there, I will be living in a borough, in a probably very small space with a lot of roommates. And I think that's fine. I'm, probably never going to get a deal again for what I had. And the place I lived in, the rent was stable for a really long time until it wasn't. And then, you do what you got to do. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch to this. I'm going to do the stub, and then I'm just going to hit it with here. Oh, that's not really working, so I'm just going to use this little vibration friend, not vibrator friend. That's a different thing. Going to hit this here and just try to get a lot of this off, and then we're at 91%, so we're just going to try to finish up this hand. But yeah, eventually I have to go back to New York. I have been here now for a little over 2 years, and that is too long. I am tired of spending money on my, spending so much money every month for my storage unit. I want to get back there. Yes. Yes, indeed, Lord Gushington. All right, let's see if I can do... Will this work here? Let me get this extension. We'll try it. All right, that's working. Great. I'm looking forward to seeing what happened in the second hour of AEW Dynamite, because I watched almost all of the first hour before the stream started, and there were some good matches. And that was nice. Keith Lee wore a Sasuke from Naruto hoodie to the ring, and I think that's very fun. The zipper hoodie of Sasuke. That is silly that happened. That was his formal wear for his and Swerve Strickland's party, their celebratory party for their for winning their tag championships. Very silly. Oh yeah, I gotta get all these fingers. These fingers are filthy. What have you even doing in here? How'd it get so dirty in the inside of these fingers? I don't know. But they did. Gotta get all that off. Get all this gunk off here. Already 95%. We're gonna finish this thing. Great. Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else happened. I mean, the main event, it hasn't happened yet, but I am excited for that main event. We'll watch that later on replay of Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho in a barbed wire everywhere match with the other members of the Jericho Appreciation Society hanging from a shark cage, which is just wrestling. Sometimes wrestling is cool as hell. Sometimes it is bad and terrible, but sometimes it is in-fucking-credible. Nonsense. All right. Just getting in here. Just, cleaning stuff up. Oh, finishing a finger. You know how it goes. You know how we do it here. We're just laying down inside of a statue, inside the middle of a statue here, washing some big fingers. The usual. A usual Wednesday night here in the old BWB Bear. Bonus stream. Oh, got another part done. Palm is clean. 98% done. Nice thing is we kind of know what still needs to be washed because we can see it. Eddie and Chris need some healthier ways to... Well, hopefully, Lord Crashton, and this will be the end of this feud. Look, they're doing a barbed wire death match. So this has got to be the end of the feud. Because with the other members of them hanging, from a shark cage, that's got to be it. There can't be more. This feud has to fucking end so that Eddie Kingston can move on. Bro, Bryan Danielson's already booking his next, Eddie's going to... Look, I would not be surprised if Eddie Kingston shows up on Saturday to cost Claudio, although he might be working this weekend, but I would not be surprised if he cost Claudio the Ring of Honor title. It turns semi-heel. Just, Eddie Kingston just doing whatever Eddie Kingston wants, kind of a heel. I would not be surprised if that is the next thing, is the fight between the two of them, or Claudio wins and then Eddie starts a program with him for the belt. I don't know, but I think we're going to see the friendship of Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley put to the test as Eddie Kingston continues to have fucking problems with other people in the Combat Club. He's got a respect for Wheeler Yuta, but no love for other members of that group. He likes half of that group and hates the other half, so I could definitely see some shenanigans. All right, we're 99% done. We got some fingers to clean here. We haven't gotten to only 2 things left, but we know it's all in here. Maybe Eddie should keep a list of beefs he has. Yes, the beefs of Eddie Kingston. I mean, it's very clear. Eddie Kingston... like Santana Ortiz, He likes one of the Lucha Brothers. He likes Ruby Riott. He likes John Moxley. And he likes he has a respect for Wheeler Yuta. And I think that might be it. He has a respect for William Regal. You know, he does like that. But yeah. Eddie Kingston is a face that does not like every face. The list of likes might be smaller, yeah, Lord Crash did. Because, like, you know, Eddie Kingston's not the kind of guy you'll just see tag with a bunch of randoms. Like, it's like, oh, we need another good guy for this. We'll book Eddie. It's just like, no, you won't. You won't book Eddie for that. Eddie doesn't make sense in that match. All right, let's just hit the old, what else do we need to do? All right, so we've got the fingers we need to do here, and we need to do, basically we have to clean parts of the fingers and then one of the webbings. So let's do the other webbing. Oops. This webbing is done. This webbing we still need to do. So let's climb up there and, or we can hit this webbing from here. Let's try to get this webbing done. See if we can do that from here. But we can go climb up. Well, we might as well try to get this webbing done. Oh, I don't see any. Must be on the other side. This looks good. There it is. That's what we gotta do. Oh, we got that finger cleaned. And we got the webbing cleaned. Great, now we just have fingers. That's all we have left is fingers. And then so we can hit the escape key as we fall. And we can hit this one. And then it will... Will it show us the finger? Okay, so this finger. You can see this finger here. This finger here is a finger that we need to... We have a lot more of this finger to clean. We're going to tab and kind of see that. Oh yeah, you can see here. Lots of finger left. Let's actually just do the stubbing because it's hard to move around in here. Oh yeah, you can see lots of this finger needs to get cleaned. We're going to hit this here. Try to get this all done. Well, we're almost done with this. Giving the statue the finger at 100%. Indeed, John. We've got to clean this finger up. All right, well, let's see if we can see if there's anything else down here. Yeah, there's a little underneath here. Oh yeah, in there. The crevices. We got to get in the crevices. Oh shit, that's a lot of that. No wonder why that... There we go. All right, so now we have two different fingers here. We could just try to drive all around and try to figure out what it is, but now we can hit this, and we can hit this one here, and it will tell us it's this finger. So it might be the outside, it might be the inside. We can see it's actually there. We got one more to do. Hit escape, hit that, hit escape again. Oh. Where is it? Which finger is it? There it is. It's this part. Oh, but it's going to be the inside of it. It's probably not the outside of it. Let's look. We finished. Job done. Great. We completed that job. So now we can go and escape here. You can watch this. There's me climbing up this finger. The time lapse. And then there's a long portion where you don't see me at all because I'm doing other things. And we finished. Sacred geometry, the 6 fingers, so much to get our teeth stuck into. So exciting and so amazing you finally see the relics as they would have been seen at the time. You're a star. Hell yeah. So we didn't unlock anything new yet. And we need $200 before we can buy that. So let's get in. Let's try to get that new. We're going to resume the job, and the goal is to make $200 in this job. So that we can finally afford that new nozzle. I can show that new nozzle off. So let's get back on this boat. I think we're just going to do like the floor up top. Oops. Let's run up here. I think that'll be Not easy, but shouldn't take too long to do. We're just going to do all the... Just whatever we think we can on this boat. Yeah, we'll get up there and... We made it. And just, like, do some stuff here. But we did finish that job, which I'm happy we accomplished a job. We did. I think I was at, like, 5%, maybe 10% when we started. Because I did a little bit on my own. But that's good. We got through that. I'll be streaming this Saturday, so I will not be watching live the Ring of Honor show, even though some of those matches do seem like they will be quite good. I will just hear about it later. And that's fine. Because it's a Saturday show, and I stream on Saturday, so I don't watch wrestling pay-per-views on Saturday. Also, right now there's like, just like maybe like, it needs like one more match. Like maybe tonight something's getting set up for it, but it feels like it needs like, I mean, it really fucking needs Colt Cabana. Like really gotta like, come on, put Colt Cabana in a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Like what are we doing here? But I don't know. I'm not booking the show. Let's see. Okay, great. That floor is done. Let's jump down here and do this. We'll just do these. You know, we're just doing some easy stuff. We're just trying to make $400 or $200 more dollars. Dan mentioned in the Fire Escape podcast that WWE are keeping tabs on what he's saying on his various podcasts. I am sure that there are people there that listen to what other folks are saying. Dan made the dirt sheets for the min-max thing. So yeah, once there are headlines that say former WWE producer, I mean, like it's somebody that is just like, it's probably somebody telling his former boss, hey, what's this guy saying? And then they'd be like, I don't know. And then, yeah, like, because, yeah, it made the dirt sheets. It went above and beyond, like, a lot of former people I know who have gone and done whatever. Like, yeah, Matt McCarthy went on WWE's radar again. Matt McCarthy, former writer for WWE, who worked with talent, like guest star talent when Raw was doing a lot of like guest managers. He worked with a lot of talent like that in LA, getting them set up. Matt has a podcast, and once he started a podcast, he was suddenly on their radar again as somebody that like people were listening to the podcast, like to see if he was saying anything that he shouldn't, quote unquote, shouldn't be saying or wasn't legally allowed to talk about, that kind of thing. Does not surprise me that somebody is paying attention because Dan has not been out of that job for that long. And also, like, here's the thing, right? It's one thing to be like, Kevin Owens is a great guy, Jeff Hardy's Wi-Fi is bad, like stuff like that. You're like, oh, sure, okay, whatever. But it's another to be like, yeah, so we tested this podcast and like did a pilot for it and it was really good and they didn't want it. Like, because WWE still owns that podcast, they just didn't release it. So like they might someday. But then if a bunch of people have talked about it, maybe they won't. So they're like, hey, it would be great if you didn't talk about that thing. And it's like, they're not wrong for thinking that would be pretty great if you didn't fucking talk about that shit. But at the same time, it's like, don't fucking be paying attention to Dan. He's Dan. Like, just whatever. I understand it, but also like, yeah, that is a waste of someone's time. Listening to Giant Bomb stuff and Dan's personal streams to make sure he's not breaking an NDA or whatever is very silly, in my opinion, but whatever. But it doesn't surprise me. They watch all the Tekken ranking streams. Yes. But yeah, especially if anything was wrestling related or just yeah interviews he's doing with other people. You know, yeah. Once you make the dirt sheets, you're on the radar. They're aware. They're aware of that stuff. They know. And if what they don't know and what they haven't heard, they want to hear, and so they will pay attention to all that stuff. It's silly and a waste of everyone's time, but you know, yeah. But yeah, I don't know what paperwork Dan signed or didn't sign when he was there and when he left and all that. I don't have any of that information. I've never asked him about it. Why would I? It's not something I need to know about, so I don't know legally what he can and can't say, and if he's broken anything or just the honor code or whatever, the Carney code. Like I don't know. Breaking kayfabe over here. Like yeah, I don't know. Okay, this funnel is almost done, which I guess is the name of this thing is the funnel. It's all one big piece, so. Oh, gotta get up in here. Do all this here. So yeah, I'm just doing small little projects here on this boat, trying to get to $2,400 total so that I can buy that thing and show it off. We'll see if I can get it. There we go. Of course, I got to watch some anime to talk about that tomorrow, so I'll be doing that. So you can tune in for the stream for that. And tomorrow, we're finishing up the Gundam Raphael. The Raphael Gundam, I should say. Oh, that finished. Great. Got a little money on that. Finishing the Raphael Gundam tomorrow. And then starting Magnamon. That's right. It is time to finally build a digital monster. My first ever Digimon build. Raphael's going to take a good portion of the stream, and then we'll get started on the Raphael. Not the Raphael, the Magnamon Digimon kit. You know, when Viamon gets exposed to the Egg of Miracles, he can digi-evolve into a dog with armor. Basically. That's basically what it is. And that's very fun. And that is a kit that I'll be building. Thank you. Shout outs to CJ who watches the VODs. Appreciate you, CJ. Just in time for the new Digimon game, indeed. Bandai's been putting out some Digimon stuff. I just happened to put one on my wish list, apparently. Like, I put it on my wish list like hours before CJ apparently was checking out the wish list and was like, oh, build a Digimon. That's very fun. And I was like, okay, I will. I will do that. I mean, I put it on the list. Have you heard of Freak Waves? No, I have not heard of Freak Waves. But of course, I don't listen to a lot. I mostly listen to alternative rock. So they can just appear out of nowhere, even on a ComC. No, man. No, Gary. You absolutely got moved by a sea creature of some sort. It was not a freak wave, buddy. Some kind of constructive interference of wave patterns or focusing of wave energy. No. No, that's not what happened, my friend. You got struck by a sea creature and launched. Clearly. You're very much in denial about what happened. Let's see. Can I stand on this? I can. Great. That's the height I was looking for. Because I don't think this has any ladders around it. It might, but I think you just have to get on various things and use the sprayer, the hoses to get where you need to go here. Alright. What part of this window am I not hitting? We'll have to see. I'll have to get up higher and see. Most of this window. There we go. Gotta shoot above it and let the water trickle down. Sometimes, not all the time. but sometimes. You can always just do this. Put on the wide extension. There we go. Again, it was just Swamp Thing. Yes. Yeah, it was that. I mean, we've basically proven that we believe Swamp Thing did this. I don't know why. Who it could have been besides Swamp Thing. All right, made a little money there. The problem with like this like large paying job is that all the smaller things don't pay that much. So you got to put a lot of work in here if we want to get that money that we need in order to get that cool nozzle. And then it's going to make the rest of this, I think, easier. We'll see. But I'm guessing it'll make things easier. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't be good. We'll get it and we're like, oh, this doesn't help at all. Cabin door. Get real low. And there we go. Finish the door. Yes, Cthulhu. Yeah, this is probably all Cthulhu. When in doubt, just like assume that Cthulhu is involved. It's like always getting in the way. Just washing. Nope, finish that here. Great. That's the bridge. This is the cabin. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was like, oh, we're almost done with this cabin. And then I look and I'm like, oh, no, we're not. I got to do all this. All these windows. Do 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 do. So yeah, next Wednesday stream. I've talked about this, but we'll chat about it. We'll chit chat about it. Next Wednesday's stream will be my Pokemon randomizer run, continuing my Pokemon Platinum randomizer, which I've taken a very long hiatus from and don't remember where I am in it. But I will endeavor to remember. I'll do my best to figure out where I left off on it so that we can talk about it, so we can play it and have fun with it. Because that has been a lot of fun. So I have been meaning to get back to it, but other things have come up that I wanted to stream. So it has not been a priority. And then it wasn't winning like the Patreon polls, so which is fine. It doesn't have to win that. All right, so is this part of the cabin? Nope, it's bridge. So what else do I need to clean on this cabin? Lord Crash did. That's probably right. I was probably where we left off on that run, catching Pokemon. Yeah, I think so. Catching Pokemon and maybe like either beating a gym leader or getting close to beating a gym leader. I was probably doing that too. If I had to guess. All right, so this is all nice and clean. This is all nice and clean. Oh, that's not. That is part of the cabin. Hard to see where this cabin becomes the bridge though, so like. That part of the cabin wall? That's the mast. That's the town. Want to finish this cabin. We're almost done with it. You can see. There's some cabin that I haven't washed. When in doubt, just start spraying everywhere. See if you can nail it. Oh, I had missed a window. I missed this window too. There we go. I finished that window. That's not part of like what I need to do to get this done, but I still need to do it. So eventually I have to do all of it. Every part of this boat got very dirty, apparently. Still don't know what part of this I haven't cleaned yet. Oh. steps aren't done. I can do that. That's good. We're $100 away, folks, from me getting that last item. We might go a little past 11. Lord Gratian, I was definitely trying to catch them and train them, which is my real cause. Well, yeah, let's see if we can get these steps done, I guess. Never finish these steps. There we go. Finish the steps. That's fun. That's bridge. This is cabin. Let's check the cabin here. This looks fine. Oh, here. This it? No, that's bridge. That's cabin. This is one of those things where I'm like I don't know what I didn't do on this job yet, you know? Like, I don't see any goddamn yellow. I'm hitting the tab button, you can see. I just don't see any. Because this is the mast. Cabin wall. This is the cabin. It's just like, nope. No, Pat, you're not done with this cabin. You don't know where the dirt is. You can't see where the dirt is. But you definitely did not do all of it. So here? No, because that's like cabin wall. Yeah, that's fine. Very annoying. It's not that. All right, we'll just jump to something else because I don't know what this little spot is that I have not hit, and I can't find it. And it's frustrating. So we'll just move it somewhere else. Eventually, I'll figure it out. Maybe it's over here. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have to wash all this stuff eventually, but it's just annoying because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where that dirt is. Like, I know this is dirty, but this is not. This is the trim. This is not part of the cabin. That's the cabin. It's going to be one of those things where, like, underground is technically a part of cabin or something like that. It'll be something very frustrating like that. Porthole. Clean the old porthole. But yeah, next week will be Pokemon. That'll be good. I've enjoyed that, so we'll be doing that there. And yeah, I'm gonna go past 11. It's 11 now, but I'm gonna keep going because I do want to get that $100, and I do want to. Get that nozzle. Because this will probably, I pretty much assume this is the last time I will be streaming this game. So, whoops, almost didn't make the jump. I'm pretty sure this will be the last time that I'm going to be streaming this. So I would like to, unless they, yeah, like I said, there's like, even like obviously there are a couple stages that we didn't unlock. That when I complete this, we will. That's still not a reason to do a whole other stream of it. It might be like in conjunction with like another thing like, hey, let's check it back in with some games we haven't looked at in a while. Like maybe something like that. Or if there's like a large extension that comes out, like a really big DLC or big, not extension, expansion, I mean, maybe. But this is probably our swan song for this game. Which is great. I've streamed this a bunch. So I am totally okay with this being like the last time I do that. I'm totally fine with that. But just trying to get all of the inside of this so that I can then get the outside and just finish it up. Just trying to get all the gunk on this off so it's easier to do the outside. But yeah, I'm gonna have to start finding some more things to do on Wednesday. I mean, I can't do the wrestling stream all. There's a lot of wrestling out there. There's still some All Japan stuff I haven't showcased, so there will be another time where I will do that. But I can't say like, oh, I'm definitely going to be doing that, every month because I will eventually run out of stuff that I want to showcase. So right now, can't say for certain next time we'll do that. We will do it again, but yeah, I'm gonna have to start getting some more stuff to rotate in on stream. Another simulator. Yeah, maybe lawn. Maybe the lawnmower one. I'll give that a try. I don't know. It didn't really pique my interest when it came out because it felt like maybe it was a little more technical than I was looking for. But I know people who've liked it, so maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. I do like these Sims. I do enjoy them. So wouldn't mind doing more of these. Can I do that? Yeah, looks pretty cool. This is a big boat. Very big stage. Just a big old boat. Let's try to get some of this done. You could get into trucking sims. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to get into those trucking games. Those are fun for, hey, people that like those games, more power to you. Enjoy those games. Have fun with it. That just has never been a thing that I've been interested in. I don't even really like watching people stream that. That's not even a game that I enjoy hanging out with. Just doesn't seem like, it's just not my thing. So I hope people really love it, and I hope they keep getting great games, that they really enjoy playing, but it's just not my thing. Mm-hmm. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. American Truck Sim is getting Montana and Texas at some point this year. There you go. See, that's going to be real good for some people. Some people are going to really love that. They're going to be just like, finally, Montana, the state I've been waiting for. But for me, it's just like, whoops, all the way down here. I like, have fun with it. Have a good time. I hope it kicks fucking ass, and you're just like enjoying so much of it. But no, not for me. Not my thing. We all don't have to like the same stuff. It's okay. I play a bunch of games, and I'm sure some people are just like, I would never. I saw a stand-up comedian on Twitter talking about this very game. No, it was Lawnmower. He was talking about Lawnmower Simulator. I was like, that is a very funny gentleman that is making jokes about a game that I know people really like. That's fine. Like, that, you make jokes on Twitter, so you should be joking about a lawn mowing game. Sure. Like, I understand. I'm not going to be mad about that. I know some people were mad about it, but it's like, whatever. Euro Truck Sim had Russia DLC that got shelved when they invaded Ukraine. Yep, that makes sense, Lord Crashington. That seems like a reasonable response. To just be like, yeah, no. Yeah, now's not the time. We're not going to keep working on that. What if we didn't work? What if we didn't talk about that for a while? Put that aside. Did some other European things. There are other European areas that we could cover. Let's just do that. I'm just going around here doing a real quick, dirty pass on this because this is fucking filthy. But we are so close to getting enough money to do the next job. So I'm just trying to get some stuff done here. Actually, shouldn't even be worrying about this because, yeah, I should be worrying about sections that I can easily clean. This is not a section I can easily clean. Can we jump up here? We can. Hell yeah. There we go. There we go. We finished the trim. Still can't figure out where on the bridge I have to clean. Still looking for that. Someday we'll find that. Someday we'll find a little bit of dirt that I have not cleaned on the bridge, which would allow me to finish this whole, or the cabin, I should say. What part of this goddamn cabin have I not cleaned? So that we can move on with our goddamn lives. I don't need to be saying goddamn all the time. I don't need to be saying it. I will, but I don't need to be. Looking here. Hitting the tab button. Not seeing anything. That's like, did I miss a part like here? I did. Is that it? Is this what I missed? A little bit of dirt there. Is it like the inside of both of these that I need to clean? Yes, that's what it was. God damn it. It was the inside around in here. The life preserver was blocking it. We almost have enough money. We're so close. So now we can just do something to try to make a little bit of money here. We're going to hit this here. See if we can clean this up. Get in here. Try to finish this section up. See if we can get the wince rope done. Or the wince. But yeah, it was just like a little hidden piece that was just very hard to clean because the life preserver is just stuck there. And then I got it. Cleaned enough of it. Oh, they were almost done with that Russia DLC? Yeah. I mean, you know. Tough on the devs, but also ultimately I believe they made the right choice. So, in shelving it. All right. Almost there. I love that we're going late past my normal stream time just because I want to get this nozzle. I guess I could have crammed in some time today on my own just trying to get this done, but nope. Didn't do that. Let's see. I didn't finish the wince rope. So I got to find out what rope I need to clean on this. A nozzle you use for a minute before ending the stream. Indeed. But on my own time, I will be using it. And it's the last, right now, it's the last piece of gear left of this whole, of the whole game. I mean, because who knows if they'll be making more gear in the future. This might be it. This might be the last time to look at something on stream. Well, I don't know if it's going to be the wince rope because I don't know what part of the rope I haven't cleaned yet. So that's fun. Get underneath it and see. Oh, there's some stuff over there. Thank God for hitting the tab button, seeing what it wants me to do. I'm hitting the tab now. Real low. There it is. There's some. I'm in the confused hell that is the underside of the treehouse. Oh yeah, that I treehouse and then oh, there we go. Treehouse is one of those areas that, like, yeah, I definitely am not like. I'm excited. I don't have to. I probably won't ever do again. I'm excited about that. All right, let's do long extension. Let's try to get this roof, all this stuff done, the bridge and all that. We'll see what I need left to do on this here and just try to get all that done. Because we are $10 away. Because we'll still have to do all the underside, but if we can get some of this done, we'll go up here. We'll still have to do all the other side, but if we can get like some of this done, it'll be good. Just to get that money. And then we can tackle the underside with the cool extension. Oh, I got that bridge done. Good. We did it. We have enough money. It's time, friends. The thing I've been talking about for 2 goddamn hours. I now have enough money to buy the triple tip. And we get an achievement. Unlimited power wash. So now let's hit the nozzle. This new nozzle. And see what happens. I mean, this does seem pretty good. This does seem pretty strong. And over here. Let's put on the short extension. Yeah, this seems all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is... Can we do... Wait. R? Yes. Okay, yeah, this seems pretty fucking good. This seems like it's doing business here. Yeah, all right. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this was obviously very expensive and annoying, but turns out pretty great. Especially considering that, as Lord Crescent said, it was hinted that the next, or there is something in this part of the that I'll be getting soon that is apparently the largest area, which I imagine is something around here because this is all new. So I imagine it's something here at the docks, but I don't know. As I said, I don't know. But looks like a triple wash laser. Yes, Aristophan, this does have laser vibes, especially if you do not the this. This definitely has like it's not homing in, but it is like really getting it. Let me go down. We'll drop down over here. See what it does. Yup. Oh, yeah, it's the docks. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, turns out, shit's good. Yep. I will be using this in my own playthrough of this in the future. Because this shit is really... This would have been... If we had the money to get this, this would have been pretty great. Oh, and of course we can do... Just do this, the freehand. This would have been pretty great on that structure, the stone hand that we finished. It's a gun from Dead Space, yeah. You see, the deep ocean is... Okay, this is just more Gary telling us nonsense facts, trying to explain what happened to them, which I understand. Gary's going through some traumatic stuff here. I understand. But I don't need to hear this shit. The Pelican. So yeah, obviously I'm just ripping through this shit. Whole thing beats me, sure. Using this laser. Just fucking furiously searching Wikipedia, yeah. So yeah, we stayed later than I normally would on a Wednesday because we were going to put this to bed, so I didn't want to get the cool laser beam thing that is really, just truly whipping through dirt here. Just really ripping through this. This will 100% make my life easier on this job. Because it is just like ripping through this shit. Yep. Turns out, a very expensive high-pressured nozzle with a tri-laser is very good. Yes, definitely a real thing. Yes, this is definitely not fictional. This is definitely a true. This is not a fakey. This is like the real deal that we had to save up, that everybody covets. That one guy on YouTube has it. Now everybody's like, oh, where do I get that? Oh, it's only sold in Germany? All right, well, I guess, next time I'm buying something in Germany, I'll get one too. Because it'll really get eyes on my YouTube videos if I'm using this cool tri-laser power washer. Anyway, we already just we just did a whole lot of dirt. We just got through a lot of stuff with this very quickly, which is great. But that is going to do it for Power Washing Simulator. I am going to quit out of this game here. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I hope you had a good time. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream. We don't have a lot of people with us tonight. This was a, kind of a very chill experience. But we do end every stream with a raid. We got to end with a raid. So we're going to find somebody out there doing cool shit and go hang out with them. I believe some people I know are streaming. Let's see who is doing shit that I want to go hang out with. I don't know anything about Hatsune Miku Mega Mix tonight, except that my friend Heather, aka Lunar Jade, we raid Heather a lot on Wednesdays. Heather is streaming it, and again, I don't know about it, but I do know that Heather rules, so we're gonna go give Heather a raid. So thanks so much for hanging out tomorrow night, finishing up a model kit, and then starting a new one. So please come on this raid. Let's go hang out with Heather as she plays a fun rhythm music game. And yeah, she's currently having a good time. Let's go hang out with her. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great night. Thanks for helping me put this game to bed. I recommend it. Power Wash Simulator. It's good. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye.